Hello, my friends. How are you? I hope you are doing well and having a great week. This is Christine from Financial Dreams with Christine, and I just wanted to welcome you back to my channel and welcome you if you're new and it's your first time here. I am a teacher. My husband is also a teacher, and we have two children who are in college, both home for the summer, eating us out of house and home. So this is my budget. For June 7th, I'm going to do my budget checkout today. I am going to close that budget out. This was a particularly long stretch for me to for one paycheck, and I'll explain why here in just a second. So on June 7th, I was paid, and I was not paid again until the last day of school, which was June 26th. So usually I'm paid every other week, but as you see, that didn't happen. They always hold our last paycheck until the last day of school. So it is finally time to close out this budget. All right, let's do it. Some interesting things were happening this month with my budget as usual. So I thought it was going to be more simple. Well, it's not super simple, but it's also not as chaotic as it has been. So I have, let me zoom in a little bit more so you can see. All right, so I had a rollover at the end of May to the beginning of June so that I could pay for my early June expenses, which are pretty much my utilities. So that rollover did hold true, and I did roll over $700. My paycheck was accurate, $2,786.58. What was a nice surprise is that since I do have a side hustle of selling on Teachers Pay Teachers, which is a way to download teaching resources, I earned more than $400. $400 is about average for me, but this month I earned $514.69. That was fun surprise. And eBay, I usually budget $50 per pay period, and since this pay period did go a little extra long than normal, I was able to benefit from that extra time, and I sold a few extra things. So I actually sold $127.44 worth of items. These are just items from around the house, maybe from a thrift store, nothing major. I don't have an eBay store per se. I think I have like a little more than 150 items for sale. And it's really just us purging in hopes that we can get some things out of this house before we move in a couple of years. Just need to get it out. Okay. In the other category, what this consists of usually is my health insurance reimbursements from out-of-pocket expenses. But what I have this month is a little different. So I have rewards that I am going to put here from credit card company. So I have rewards in the form of, or in the amount of $65.94. I have a savings inflow. I have a $15 copay reimbursement, and I wrapped some change and $7 of that. Spent $3 on something, so I kept $7 worth. So that comes to $237.94. So that's pretty cool. All right, now let's add up all of this inflow and see what I was working with. 700 plus my paycheck, plus my Teachers Pay Teachers, plus my eBay sales, and my other category. Make sure that's right. Yep, $4,366.65. Now, when I put the, of course I did, didn't I? Let me use this handy dandy whiteout. The budgeter's friend, right? if it would work. Yeah. So anyhow, when I put the eBay amount here, this is my profit. It doesn't include like the shipping and the fees. This is what I made after those. Okay, so $4,366.65. Okay, now let's get back to business. So my natural gas, I was hoping would be below $100 as the weather is getting warmer, and it was well below. They only charged me $29.36, and that is abnormally low, and there's a reason why. So apparently my natural gas company was, I guess, obtained by another utility a few years ago, and we have 1 month per year where we get an acquisition credit, whatever that is, whatever that means. It means that I saved money in June. Okay, I saved money last June, I saved money this June, and I think it's for 2 years, so I think that's done. So next month, this is going to go back up to a normal amount. This was just a nice 1 month reprieve. Okay, Verizon. I was going to say it definitely went down because I paid off my cell phone, but it didn't go down yet because I paid this bill before I paid off my cell phone. So it was still $220.94. Comcast, no one's favorite, is $241.56. My husband called today to see if we could lower our bill. Well, now we're paying more. Our internet speed apparently is dreadful. And so the way that we're going to deal with that is apparently our modem was a fossil. So we're going to be sent a new modem, which costs $15, a one-time fee of $15. So they better not have charged us anything else because I will be irate. Okay, back to this. So I usually pay my 3 streaming services at the end of the month with my second paycheck, but I wound up being able to pay for it this month. So this is for Netflix, Disney Plus, and Spotify. So $49.56. My dog is like freaking out over here for some apparent reason. She's doing her tap dance. Her paws are telling me, give me attention. Chloe, relax. Okay, so let's see what the damage was. All I know is that when July's natural gas bill comes, it is going to seem like a fortune compared to that, just because it was so abnormally low. All right, 29, see, I'm reversing numbers. 29.36 plus 220.94, 241.56, and 49.56. And that comes to $541.42. Okay, and let's subtract that from our total inflow, and we get a balance of $3,825.23. Yes, okay, I did my math correctly. I'm just checking on my cheat sheet over here. Okay, so with that balance, we're moving to the variable expenses category, and in here I have groceries, car for my gas. Reverse that, gas for my car, miscellaneous spending. I had some graduation gifts I needed to give this year, and my dog Chloe was going to the dog groomer for her summer cut. So let's see. For my groceries category, I did come in under, although I was a bit nervous for a while. I came in at $846.97. For gas, $100. And luckily there were no crazy car maintenance fees this month. No flat tires, no, just a regular month, just getting gas. Miscellaneous spending. Okay, so this was where I went a little over. I spent $122.48. For graduation gifts, I did spend $150. Now the dog groomer was under $100, but my dog wound up needing a refill of her medicine, so I just tacked that together and put it on this line item, even though they're not both for the dog groomer, but it's groomer plus medication, and so that was $113.14. Who forgot to budget for Father's Day? That would be me. I don't know what I was thinking, but when Father's Day came, I said, oh, forgot about that one. I mean, I knew it was coming. I forgot about the gift part. So that was a big oopsie. Okay, so I spent $150. I wanted my husband to get Phillies tickets. We live about an hour from Philly. We live on the southern Jersey shore. He wanted to take the kids to a Phillies game because they're all huge Phillies fans. Anyway, he hasn't bought them yet. So he has the money for when he wants to. Might not be enough, but he'll get what he can get. Okay, so we're going to add up these variable expenses. So even though I was under in some categories, I was over in others, and then I totally was $150 over when I didn't even remember to account for that. Okay, so my total variable expenses were $14.82 and 59 cents. And if I subtract that from the $38.25, 23 cents, I have a balance of $23.42 and 64 cents. Oh, and you can't even see that because I didn't move the camera. So there it is there. Okay. All right, we're going back to the top. And that balance, I'm going to rewrite it up here. All right, let's see how we did with savings. Since this was my last month of receiving paychecks for the summer, I wanted to be a little more careful with my sinking funds and only fund those that are most important. We did not receive the $98 reimbursement we usually do, so that was not taken into account. I did put $300 to our gift fund, and as you can remember just a moment ago, I did use $150 of that, so put some in, take some out. I did put $50 away in the car maintenance fund. We didn't use any of our pet sinking funds. I just cash flowed the groomer and the medication. Our college fund, which is not the only college fund we have 529 savings, but this is just like liquid cash. I'm going to have to start paying for some things and getting some supplies for my kids for the fall, so I save as much as I can. I didn't budget or save anything for entertainment or personal. This was my last chance at saving for the summer. So the summer money I saved during the year, I will use in August because I will not be receiving a paycheck then. Retirement, I put away $500 as budgeted. Nothing on vacation, nothing on home improvement. And the savings total here was $15.50. which leaves me with $792.64. All right, now this is where some fun things happen. All right, so my iPhone was the last bit of consumer debt that my husband and I have. Well, I only thought I was going to be able to pay off $320 of that, but the balance was over $500. So with that as my total left, I went ahead and I paid it off. So we can say we are absolutely 100% consumer debt free. The balance was $511.06. Yes, we still have our house, but we are going to be selling that house when we retire and moving out of state. So hopefully this debt that we have paid off stays paid off. And I know things happen and people need to incur debt when there's an emergency sometimes, or for health issues. I'm just hoping that our sinking funds are there and that we keep contributing to them so that we can always have something in case there is an emergency. Which brings me to my next point. All right, so I had $281.58 left. So as of May, I did not technically have an emergency fund. I had lots of sinking funds, but nothing earmarked for emergency. So I had planned, not in the beginning, but in the middle of this pay period, I figured I'm going to set aside $100 just to start something. Well, I have $281 left here. And what I was thinking here, a few weeks ago, I put a question out in the community and I asked people, how much of a cushion do you have on your checking account? And a lot of people had $100 or maybe $100 to $250, but I had a very large cushion in my checking account. And I started to feel like I was using that kind of like an emergency fund, but that was before I started saving and having my sinking funds. I really felt like that money in my cushion could be better used elsewhere. So thinking about it not being as much as it was making me a little anxious. So I decided to slowly spend it down. Not really spend it down, but save it down, because I'm not spending it. I'm just moving it from my checking account to my high yield savings account. Now, instead of saving $100 for emergency, I saved $200. So I moved a little extra money out of my checking account into my emergency fund. For savings challenges, I caught the freebie Friday bug and probably going to be expanding to other types of savings challenges. But I had $174. Don't ask me why. It's not $175. It's just what it is. And I took an extra $100 and put it towards retirement. So really, my cushion was zero. It was negative. It's going to wind up being negative, but that's okay because I'm trying to reduce my cushion. And if I can take some of that cushion money and put it in a high yield savings account to earn some interest, so I think that's better served. Okay, so this is $474. So what I wound up having was a negative of $192.42. And that came out of, again, that high cushion that I had. So my cushion, just to be honest with you, was over $2,000. So taking away less than 200, okay, so I'm down to 1,800. I'm going to see if I can get past the anxiety of this, because these are the things that could throw me off. And if I can deal with it at 1,800, then eventually I'm going to move some of it to a different high yield savings account. Maybe I would like to get down to 1,500 by the end of the summer. And that way I can show myself that it's okay. Baby steps. You can do it, Christine. You can feel secure with $1,500, and then maybe by the end of the calendar year, or maybe by the end of the fall, maybe I can feel comfortable with just have a $1,000 buffer. Just let myself get accustomed to that number that I see when I check my bank account. So even though I went beyond, it's okay. All right. I have to keep telling myself that. All right. So that is that. My budget checkout for June 7th. Okay. Thanks for sticking with me through this video. I know I've been going on, and it's over 20 minutes. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry about that. But I guess your girl can talk. All right. So here it is. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope this was insightful, or is content that you like. And if you do like this type of content, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, whichever or all of the above. And I look forward to talking to you again, and I will see you soon. Bye.